Proposition 47 is so important, especially now, because for way too long we've been throwing money away and wasting law enforcement resources by sweeping people, particularly young people in our poor communities of color, into the criminal justice system for nonviolent, very low-level offenses like petty theft, simple drug possession, or forgery. This penchant we've had towards mass incarceration and our corresponding failure to address and prevent the underlying causes of crime and delinquency has taken a drastic and destructive toll on neighborhoods, families, and communities across our state. This misguided approach has contributed to widening racial and ethnic disparities in our criminal and juvenile justice systems. It's stunningly expensive, and it doesn't work. The Bureau of Justice Statistics notes that 1 in 15 African American men are incarcerated, and 1 in 3 African American men are expected to go to prison. The Department of Education notes that African American students are arrested more than any other racial group, and that 58% of African American youth are sent to adult prison. And there are corresponding statistics for our Latino population that are equally horrifying. We've got to change these trends. We're throwing away entire communities. According to the Center for Law and Justice, we have more African Americans and Latinos today under the control of the criminal justice system, whether they're in prison or jail, on probation or parole, than were enslaved in 1850. And it's widely known that formerly incarcerated people face extreme discrimination, prejudice, and stigma in housing and education, employment, and voting rights because of the felony label. That label is inappropriately placed on so many people, particularly young people of color, for low-level, nonviolent offenses such as petty theft. I ended up working with a young man who ended up serving over a year for basically stealing a cell phone. No one was hurt. It was petty theft. The phone wasn't even damaged. He ended up receiving a year and a month. He had a felony record after this offense, and he wasn't able to go back home to be with his family because suddenly he had a felony on his record and the family was going to lose their Section 8 housing. He wasn't able to apply for higher education, and he's having a very hard time getting a job rather than having the opportunity to turn around his life. Proposition 47 is going to remove these unnecessary and misguided barriers by taking a smart approach to crime.